Welcome to this video series ahead of Creative Operations Los Angeles 2022. The event is taking place at the Loews Hollywood Hotel on October 25th. In this series, we'll be talking to some of the speakers from the event, getting to know them a little bit and asking them key questions ahead of the event later next month. I'm delighted to say I'm joined by Cheryl Venable. She is the Director of Creative Operations and Production at Sony Pictures Television Game Shows. Cheryl, thank you very much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
I'll get straight to it with the first question. What do you think is the most important element to making the creative workflow of a business more structured and more streamlined?
Yeah, I think this is an important question. And the way I like to answer this one is really thinking about structure first. Streamline is always service to that structure. And I think the element that brings me the most interest and also is most time consuming is really the people and really understanding the people who create that business. So, and to further define what people means to me, it's not only the human creative talent behind that work, it's the brand and the brands that those people are meant to serve, uphold, and govern, and also master. So understanding how that works together, does that demand a complex ecosystem? Are there gates at frequent checkpoints where the work is reviewed and approved, and then it's moved down the pipeline further? Do your stakeholders not require that much oversight? Those types of questions that are asked of the people who make up your organization, creatives and stakeholders alike, really should help align what that structure looks like. And then from there, streamlined processes can be designed around that. So for example, my team, we service a few legacy brands here at Sony Pictures Television, game shows that are globally popular and, bring audiences basically every night of the calendar year. But those require dedication to existing looks and feels and brands that right now are on air or in social and digital worlds that represent those brands, or even the brands where they came from. So understanding the legacy, really dedicating ourselves to the past and the present. But anything that came before that, while it's beautiful and captured an audience and keeps it, will have to change. So with new talent, new leaders, comes new ideas and like ways to refresh the brand, how to bring them to also like new audiences and expand those. And then with that new layer of complexity, I think that the business and the workflows that we have to create and utilize and enforce, they have to be flexible. So our teams here, not that I think that other creative teams aren't, but we're wholly dependent on flexibility day to day, team to team, project to project. Everything's agile, nothing's permanent, nothing is ever written in stone. Here's a binder, go look at it, we wrote it last year. That's not how we work here. We function. Let's move fluidly. What's our new, what's the task at hand? So I think, I'm part of a team, not, very much like other people who are maybe listening to this call. We require a bit of range and flexibility in our days. We work on accelerated deadlines. We do have projects that require lots of oversight where there are gates at every checkpoint, and checkpoint are ones that our producers put in or operations puts in. But we also have many projects that we work independently, and we own those and we push those forward. So allowing your team to understand that we understand that, we're asking them to help own those different types of processes, and then never promising that structure is permanent. Structure is it's never going to be something that you can expect to do months if not years on end. That brings us excitement. It basically is just a way to tell people, we understand that you're here, but come with us on this ride, because it's going to be a little roller coastery, but it'll be fun. And as long as we bring in people who understand that, we help to get to the end of that roller coaster with us, so to speak, and then want to ride again with us, then I think that we've done our job. And at Sony, that's all. A lot of who we are is we all come with new and good ideas, and then just ride that ride together.
I guess the sort of the roller coaster element that you mentioned there may fit into the sort of next question, because your talk is on the reimagination of the core processing and creative collaboration. What can you tell me about what we can expect from you at our event in October?
Yeah, so I'm super excited. This will be my first conference with this and as a speaker there. So, well, I mean, not my first conference, but Henry Stewart conference. So this is super exciting for me to be in surrounded by people of the same ilk, but can nerd out with me. You can expect me to be extremely pumped and excited to ask everybody questions about things. But what I think you'll hear from me is what my presentation will be about is it's really prioritizing how to make things visible, how to make things transparent, and what that means to provide value to the team that you service. So, I spoke to some of what that means in the last question I answered, but it's really just asking the questions to arrive to a point where your team, your stakeholders, anyone can kind of self-service their questions about what you're doing. So a lot of this is don't wait for that quarterly report. Don't wait for that recap deck. We want to make sure the work is seen. We want to make sure that people are aware of what we're doing, and that I think a lot of people are afraid of what that means. They're always hiding. Don't talk to, maybe that agency that we've hired, doesn't want to have a call with us because they're hiding whatever it is, or, vice versa. Let's not meet with that network right away because I think our ideas need a little bit more polish, and that's totally fine and how things work on a lot of levels and ways. But I think in a world where people they just want to communicate, how are you doing? What are you doing? What are you up to? What can we help with? We're very much now in a world where virtual meetings enable this, and no one has to fly out to make a presentation anymore. Communication is so readily available right in our hands right here. Why not allow us to have that communication flow two-way 24/7? So I'll talk about that, and maybe I'll do some pop quizzes and give some merch away. I don't know if anybody loves, they probably do, some game shows that I work for, bring some cool gifts. But yeah, I'm super excited. If anything, I'm going to bring some energy and some cool gifts and prizes.
Well, I don't know if I'm allowed to win any of the prizes, but yeah, do join us to join in that element of it. The event is obviously taking place in Los Angeles. I believe that you might be based in Los Angeles. So what do you recommend that people do in Los Angeles? Is there anything that you recommend or that you'd say would be a good thing for people that maybe are visiting?
Yeah, I mean, I will give this tip. Our offices are here in Culver City, which is a little city proper inside of Los Angeles. If you've not yet been out here, it's unique in that you'll want to find ways to transport yourself that isn't public transportation. We don't have like the best metro or subway system like other cities or really in the world. If you are in Hollywood, which is where the event is taking place, but want to see the beaches, we have lovely beaches here. I'm lucky enough to live close enough to one, so I'm spoiled. I go to the beach often with my kids, and sunburn, twice a month. Come out to the beaches. But if you're not a beach person, take advantage of our great weather. My favorite places are like we have plenty of rooftop bars. Come find me. We'll go drinking. Or actually my favorite place in Santa Monica is a restaurant called Blue Plate Oysterette, and they have oysters, but amazing seafood as well. So yeah, if you gave me a chance to talk for an hour, I'll give you all of the great bars and restaurants. But yeah, LA, don't come here expecting to hop on the metro or subway. Get a car, drive yourself around. You'll thank me later.
So come to Creative Operations Los Angeles this October. Come and see Cheryl at the event, but also make sure that you get yourself onto a rooftop bar or you travel to one of the beaches in Los Angeles. Thank you very much for your time, Cheryl. Thank you for joining me.
Thanks for inviting me. Have a great day.
Make sure you book your place at Creative Operations Los Angeles this October on the Henry Stewart website. We look forward to seeing you there.